Barker Road Cemetery sits on a quiet stretch of rural Clinton, tucked between Lombard Road and Grant Hill Road. Today it's officially classified as abandoned. No active trustees, no formal caretakers, just a small historic burial ground slowly being reclaimed by the land. Over the decades, the brush has grown thick, the paths uneven, and many stones lean as if tired from holding their stories for more than a century. But even abandoned places are not forgotten. In 2025 and 2026, the town of Kirkland stepped in to honor the early settlers and veterans buried here. New historical markers were installed, volunteers cleared the overgrowth, and the cemetery briefly returned to view, a reminder that these names once shaped the community that became Clinton. Still, Barker Road Cemetery remains one of the most secluded burial grounds in the region. And with seclusion comes stories. Locals have whispered about this place for generations. Some say that on moonless nights, shadowy figures move between the trees. Not rushing, not threatening, just drifting as if walking an old familiar route. Others claim to hear whispers, faint music, or distant cries from the woods surrounding the cemetery, sounds that vanish the moment you try to follow them. There are darker tales too, rumors of a nearby lynching tree, a piece of tragic folklore that has attached itself to the cemetery even though the details blur across time. Whether the story is true or simply a rural myth, it has become part of the atmosphere here. A reminder that history is not always gentle. As I show you these fine art images, the moss-softened stones, the overgrown paths, the quiet corners where sunlight barely reaches, I want you to feel both sides of Barker Road Cemetery. The history, grounded in early Clinton settlement and the veterans who rest here. And the lore, shaped by decades of rural imagination, nighttime sightings, and the eerie stillness of an abandoned graveyard. This cemetery is a threshold between what we can document and what we can only sense. Between the names carved in stone and the stories carried in the wind. Between the past that built Clinton and the whispers that still wander Barker Road. Thank you for walking this forgotten place with me. Subscribe for more Gothic fine art cemetery explorations and haunted New York history.